Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and welcome back to another glorious Overwatch discussion video. I am again joined by the wonderful...
One amongst many, yes. And we're gonna chat about everybody's favorite hero. Everyone loves this guy. He's smashed his way into our lives and into our hearts and beat everybody into a pulp and just made everyone really, really angry since his inception. It is the one and only Doomfist. It's not Brigitte either, who's sort of done the same, to be honest.
There's somebody in the crowd going, Brigitte! No, it's Doomfist. So, Doomfist has had some bug fixes on the PTR, which actually make him do more reliable damage. However, he does have a bit of a weird bug at the moment on PTR. He seems to do less damage on Seismic Slam. It's not wildly less damage. It's a little bit less damage on Seismic Slam, but really he's still going to be able to combo you and kill you and all that good stuff. Anyway, this is what they've put in the official patch notes. Doomfist fixed a bug that prevented victims of Doomfist Rocket Punch from ragdolling, which by the way is an amazing word, ragdolling. And also I'm like waving my arms in the air. I should have my camera on it, so I'm going crazy. Anyway, if they were eliminated by it. Fixed a bug that prevented Doomfist rising uppercut or apricot from damaging enemies. So obviously if it was bugged and it wasn't damaging enemies and it is now, or it's less so going to not do damage to them, that's like a buff. Well, it's not a buff, it's a bug fix, which results in more damage. And finally, fixed a bug that prevented Doomfist Seismic Slam from dealing damage if he's hit. They've made a mistake there, a bit of a typo. If he's hit by a knockback ability the moment he landed, which this final one may possibly be the reason why he's got a bit of an issue with Seismic Slam at the moment on PTR. Anyway, Josh, this makes his damage more reliable, but the big question here is, why is everybody asking for Doomfist to be deleted?
Yeah, he's like a frustrating guy to deal with, right? And he always kind of has been, because he just kind of explodes people. And there's not a gosh darn thing you can really do about it on your own either. He just jumps in, smashes you into the air, shoots you a couple of times, and then says, nothing personal, kid, and then teleports out with his punch.
Well, you remember this triangle, where it's like, I don't think it was a triangle actually, but I think the triangle was something else, like a balanced triangle. But their design philosophy was like, it must feel good for the player doing the killing, but also for the player being killed. That's why we've introduced somebody who can instantly kill you in a very oppressive manner. Not like being sniped by Widow, that's still annoying, but you're often getting done by a really good shot or you're in a horrifically bad position. Doomfist comes out of nowhere, especially if you're a support main, Josh. And I know I wouldn't say you're a support main, but I know you like a bit of Ana and a bit of Zen, but more Ana, I'd say.
I like bounce around.
Doomfist, he gives you a good time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he definitely does. Like, I know you were watching this because you mentioned it, but I had a game yesterday as well with two support players. It was on Hollywood, and the Doomfist literally just did the same jump about 4 times in a row.
Oh, yeah.
He just leapt off the rooftop, killed one of the supports, and then bounced out, and everyone's just, can we deal with the Doomfist, please? And it's like, he's done the same thing to you 4 times from the same position, and you're an Ana and a Zen. Just save a sleep dart, for the love of Christ. But yeah, he's like, when you say like, oh, Doomfist is now more reliable, everyone just kind of goes, oh, sugar. Does he need to be more reliable? Like, he's so reliable now, and this is off the back of his previous buff, right? This is where all the problems with Doomfist kind of began, where he now gets so much barrier that he's almost impossible to kill unless everybody turns around to shoot at him. He's so tanky, so durable when he just hits someone and starts hitting people that he becomes almost impossible to deal with, and especially at the lower levels, like, this gets less of a problem if I start pushing into Masters, but Diamond and below definitely seems to struggle with the idea of Doomfist is engaging, turn around and just shoot the hell out of him. And God help you, by the way, if he's got a good Zarya player with him as well, because then, well, a bubble gets involved, and then, well, your supports are just done.
See, like, yeah, I think even at higher levels, Doomfist is terrible. When you get a player who's good with Doomfist, like what tends to happen is you get the brain dead Doomfist from, like, I guess, bronze all the way up to masters, who just sort of dive in. They don't really know any crazy Doomfist tech. They don't really know how to do crazy trick punches to get in ridiculous positions. They don't really know how to abuse the map to come out of nowhere. Like, there's a famous spot on Eichenwald where you can start, so if you're on defense as Doomfist, you start actually in the castle on the high ground, just after, where the portcullis opens. And as the enemy team start to push to the bridge, you basically jump over the top, slide over the roofs, do a massive seismic slam. You come out of, you literally come out of space. There's no way they can stop you. They don't even know you're there. You fly down, you hit the Ana, you uppercut her, you shoot into her, you turn around and you punch out, and she's dead. often you might even kill 2 people doing it because they literally don't expect it. It's so crazy. You see that at the higher levels. However, at the lower levels, Doomfist players don't do that, but they're still ultra effective because they just, as you said, Doomfist gets a lot of shield, even when there isn't a Zarya involved. But he can go in, I don't want to say reliably assassinate, but he can go in and I guess it is reliably assassinate, but he can go in and smash people really effectively. And even if he doesn't kill them, it's enough to put the fear of God into that player that they're suddenly looking out for the Doomfist. Now, to touch on the point of how to counter this, I've said before in videos, all you need to do is shoot the Doomfist. And while this is true, the big issue is, and this is why I don't entirely agree with what you just said, is even like at the higher levels, the Doomfist comes out of such positions you just don't expect, right? It's like, oh my God, there's Doomfist. I didn't expect him to be there. Now I'm dead. Highly frustrating. Lower levels, you can kind of shoot him because he will come a bit brain dead, right? He sort of walks towards you, just like, oh, there's Doomfist. And then he might even punch in and then just use all his abilities and he's got no escape, but he still kills somebody, so he's still getting a lot of value. In that case, you can shoot the Doomfist. But in every other case, especially when the Doomfist is a better player, it becomes really, really hard to play around him. He gets so much value. Like, we've all been there, where Doomfist comes in, kills somebody, then he starts working on somebody else, then he pops his ultimate. He either kills somebody again with the ultimate, or he disengages with it. Like, how do you stop that? Like, it's like, what? He's just in the fight and everyone's dying.
It's a nightmare. And like, as someone who spent a good chunk of this season like maining Sombra on one of their accounts, like I played a lot of Sombra, and what I realized is at a certain point that if the enemy team has a Doomfist, I have to make a decision of whether I play an offensive Sombra or whether I just go and babysit the support and try and hack him every single time. And at that point, the Doomfist has already got value because I'm playing Sombra and I'm staying in the backline of my team to try and deal with him. And like that's value straight away, right? Because then you don't have the Sombra shutting down D.Va, she's not shutting down Reinhardt, she's not shutting down tanks, she's not doing anything to their supports, she's building EMP slower, and so suddenly you're like sacrificing yourself in such a huge way to try and deal with this guy that it's a problem. And you could say like, oh well, you just crowd control him, or you just, you try and stun him. Well, McCree doesn't actually do very well against Doomfist. You have to land the flashbang.
I'm glad you said
this. If it comes out of an unexpected angle, like you mentioned, it doesn't work. Like, as someone who plays an okay Doomfist and plays a decent McCree, I have trouble against Doomfist. I have real trouble against Doomfist. Like, he will just get into you and just kill you regardless. You can try and flash him, but by the time you do, he's either already killed you, or he's like, it's just like you don't see it coming, and you throw the flash and you throw it past him, or you throw it in a way that it doesn't hit him, or he's already knocked you into the air, and it's so difficult to land that it doesn't really work. So yeah, he's frustrating, I think, is the problem at the moment. I'll tell you the one elegant solution that I would come up with to fix him. Give him a bigger sound cue when he leaps or when he engages. Then you can know he's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. Because that's the thing. Like, you don't know where he's coming from. Like, he's a very oppressive hero to play against when the enemy team have got a good Doomfist, because there is no simple answer to shut him down. Like, you can go, hey, let's just, I don't know, roll Pharah. Doomfist's not going to kill me on Pharah. I mean, a crazy Doomfist might, but you're going to be able to do damage to the team. The problem is it still doesn't solve what Doomfist is doing, because Doomfist doesn't really need to play with the team. He can just do what he likes, and he's going to achieve his goal of killing somebody, assassinating somebody most of the time. And if he goes into a fight, kills somebody, hey, it's cool. Like, one of the issues bad Doomfist players have got is they'll often try and do this when their team is not pushing. So if you're just rushing, you've lost, I don't know, 3 players in your team or whatever, or even 2 players, or even you've just lost the main tank, you'll see the Doomfist player then commit and try and take somebody out. Maybe he gets a bit too cheeky. He might kill somebody, but then maybe he dies or he disengages. That's not really enough to win the fight. Better Doomfist players just wait for your team to push, then they engage, they get a kill, get back out, then it's a 5v6. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You always almost certainly win a 5v6 if you've got 6 players, or a 6v5 even, which is the big problem. But yeah, he's very oppressive. And you often feel like there isn't really a solution to the hero. And I think this is where a lot of the issues with the community comes from. This is why you get a lot of delete Doomfist. I remember when I was at the Gilded Gala for London Spitfire back in London, there were people had made signs going delete Doomfist, get rid of Doomfist and nerf Doomfist. Why are they even doing that? That's because they've gone into games and you feel helpless, don't you? You just feel like, oh my God, I'm getting destroyed by Doomfist.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'm sure there's people out there going, well, Widowmaker does the same thing, but with a Widowmaker, when she blows your head off, you can sort of appreciate the shot. Especially if it's like a long range shot, she's managed to get it past the barrier or something. It's like, oh, wow, that's really, really technical and difficult to do. Doomfist kills, yes, it does take some skill, yes, it does take a lot of engagement knowledge, but it doesn't feel quite that technical. That's why I get frustrated about Hanzo as well. That's why I've always had a chip on my shoulder about Hanzo, is because when I get killed by Hanzo, it could just be some random spam, it could be a good shot. More often than not, it feels like he's just fired the 1,000th arrow and it's finally hit and the lottery is paid off. So Doomfist...
I think like Hanzo, Hanzo...
Don't get me started on Hanzo, this is a Doomfist video. I could do hours
No, but the Hanzo one, like... A lot of people die to Hanzo in chokes where he's spamming the choke. That's their fault for standing in the choke. They should not be there. Yeah, I know there's times where you're taking some sort of 1v1 or he is randomly firing arrows and they do get you. But yeah, don't stand in chokes, ladies and gentlemen, when Hanzo's clearly firing through them and then moan when you get killed. It's not the same as Doomfist coming out of nowhere and just removing you from existence and then leaving.
Then Hanzo hits you
and then your team
presses
going...
his magic E button and then gets 6 extra free attempts to try and kill you because you've got to give that hero such a goddamn crutch just to be able to kill you because he can't hit shots anyway because he's so goddamn... Anyway, right. Yeah, see, Hanzo is a touchy subject for me. Everybody gets one, is my thing. Like, right, in Overwatch, everyone gets that one hero that they loathe. Mine is Hanzo. But on Doomfist, our dear old Doomfist, It is that frustration. It is that sort of feeling of impotence. And like people had this issue with Tracer as well. But even with Tracer, I'd say that it felt easier to do something about the Tracer. It felt like she wasn't just coming completely out of nowhere and then instantly...
She's not going to... Oh, well, if you're Zen, she might one-clip you if she's super good, right? But that still takes a good amount of skill. Or even... Well, maybe not to Zen, because Zen... Well, what I'm trying to say is maybe it doesn't take that much skill to one-clip Zen because he's got a stupid hitbox. But other heroes, it would be more difficult to one-clip them. You've still got to get in there. Doomfist has got a way to get in and a way to get out. And as he gets in, he kills somebody. As he gets out, he's nice and safe. Or if he's cheeky, as he's getting out, he can even kill somebody as well. The problem is the ability to outplay, isn't it? I mean, when you look at the changes to Brigitte recently, that's to try and make her less oppressive and make her more susceptible to being outplayed in a way, but she's still obviously Brigitte. She's still got a shield. She's still got all of her kit, so she's still very annoying to outplay because she just holds a shield up and walks towards you, and you're like, well, she's gonna like whip shot me, or she's just gonna bash my brains out, and then she's gonna stun me. I'm just gonna be dead. Doomfist's issue is like I feel like I really struggle to see how they fix this hero. I think this hero is born from, we want a fighting game character in our game, and this will be a really cool kit, which I'm not going to deny, he is fun to play. He really is fun to play. I mean, you've all had that sinister laugh when you've killed somebody with Doomfist, because you're like, you've just punched somebody through the wall. It is pretty funny, right? But how do you fix what is becoming a hero which is very hard to stop? There isn't really somebody who can just shut him down. I mean, Orisa was supposed to be the counter to Doomfist, which is hilarious, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. In the lore, anyway. I mean, I know she can use Fortify and then knockback and stun effects don't affect her, but Orisa is so immobile, Doomfist can just ignore her.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Like, when he was buffed, I was kind of curious.
Hog is kind of okay against him. Diva's okay. But this goes back to what you said earlier, Josh. Like, if you're rolling Sombra, yeah, hack the Doomfist is screwed, but that means you've got to sit in the back line and you're not actually doing Sombra stuff on the front line. Diva's the same. You can really harass a Doomfist with Diva, but then all you're doing is chasing Doomfist all game.
And you're probably not killing him as well, especially on the...
No, you're just getting rid of him. Diva. You're like, go away.
Yeah. You're just chasing him off and then feeding him ult charge regardless, and then he can do a super duper safe ultimate, or not super duper safe engage on your team. And like the key issue I think is that once that seismic slam hits you, if he's done it properly and he has his abilities, you are just dead. Unless you have like Azaria babysitting you, unless you have someone specifically like a Diva defense matrixing you, or
but even then he's out, right? Even then he's out. He's out. As soon as he gets in, he fires 2 or 3 shots into your body, he's out. And then he's coming again.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to deal with that. And like, okay, you can start molding your team to counter this Doomfist. You can sort of bring out a Mei if you're super desperate to try and slow him down and freeze him. Or you can have the Sombra like babysitting people in the back line. But he's already won at that point. He's already got a victory because, like I said earlier, he's shutting you down from doing other things you should perhaps be doing rather than trying to deal with this one-shot hero. Yeah.
So how'd you fix him?
Like I said, I think the sound cue idea is not a bad way of doing it, but then it's you know, like when he leaps with the seismic slam, when he engages using that ability, if when he's charging his punch, he has a really loud sound cue. It's why when he had his hitbox nerf, I was always kind of like, well, if you get hit by the punch, you've kind of walked into it anyway, or like you've set yourself up for it because he sort of has that big grrr, grrr sort of sound as he used it. But he has nothing really with Seismic Slam. It's silent. It comes in quietly, and then he's already landed on you by the time you realize, oh god, there's a huge African man that's leaping at me from the top ropes, right? If you had some sort of sound cue that would tell you that he's actually started this ability, maybe you can react. Maybe more people can go, oh, well, Doomfist is engaging, turn around and do something about it. So that would be one way, I think, of elegantly trying a solution, elegantly trying to introduce a way to deal with this problem without just going, oh, well, let's just nerf him. Let's just reduce his damage. Let's make him unable to one-shot people with a Seismic Slam combo, which I think would just push him out of the game completely.
Yeah, it's like the idea with the old hammer nerf kind of attitude of like, we're just going to go in and smash the crap out of this hero because we know he's oppressive, we know he's annoying to play against, so we're just going to remove his damage or whatever. That's not fun. Like, I do think Doomfist is fun to play right now, and I would prefer it if he kind of stayed like this, but the issue is, it's not fun being destroyed by Doomfist, and it isn't fun watching your team be systematically taken apart. Now, you could apply this to other heroes. You can say a good Genji player is the same sort of thing. Like, I've been in games where for whatever reason, we don't have a defensive ultimate, so we don't have sound barrier or transcendence, and the Genji is just farming his blade and then kills us with nano blade and then does it again and then does it again, and nobody's doing anything to deal with it. No doubt there'll be people out there going, well, Doomfist is the same. Like, we're not doing anything to deal with Doomfist. You can't just keep rolling whatever you're doing and expect it to work. But I think Doomfist is a bit of a special case, really, just because of his ability to get in, kill, and get out, and then wait, and then do it again. And when you look at Doomfist's abilities, I mean, they've all got stuns, right? Well, not all stuns, but they've all got movement impairing abilities, effects on them. Punch is obviously going to throw you. Uppercut knocks you up in the air. Seismic Slam does the weird sort of knock-up stun thing to you, doesn't it? So, and I guess Meteor just kills you if he lands on you. But a good Doomfist most of the time will use Meteor Strike to disengage anyway. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments below? Like, how do you think Blizzard should approach this Doomfist problem? Deleting him is obviously a stupid idea, in my opinion, and they never would do that. There's no way. I mean, can you imagine if there's like a dev update and it's like, hi guys, it's Jeff from the Overwatch team. So we've deleted Doomfist from the game. Thanks for watching, guys. And then he's just gone. Can you imagine that?
The precedent that would set, as well as the people then start spilling over to complain about every other hero in the game that they don't like. But then they might actually eventually delete Hanzo, and I can be happy. Oh, to dream.
I like Hanzo. I've got a golden bow.
Oh, you
on
sicken
2
me.
accounts.
I hate Storm
on that
Arrow.
bombshell.
Yeah.
I like it because it's so OP. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm in Stylosa. And
I've been one amongst many.
Yes, yeah. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLossGaming, Gaming, or you could follow him, I suppose.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter @1_amongst many, or on Twitch TV as well, where I occasionally stream twitch.tv/ESL_one amongst many.
Beautiful. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.
Toodles.